spent so many years trying to prove it, that I was worthy of your love somehow. Building my worth on fragile achievements, only to fall apart here and now. Every step felt like I had to measure. Every breath felt like I had to fight, until I met the grace that never asked me to be strong enough to be right. You never asked for perfection, you never chased my success. You only called my broken pieces into your rest. I rested in a love I didn't have to earn, a mercy deeper than I could understand. And in the arms of my Redeemer, I finally learned to stand. I rested in a love I didn't have to earn, no striving left inside my soul, just the peace of knowing I am chosen and completely made whole. The world still speaks in constant expectations, telling me I'm never quite enough. But your voice is louder than the pressure, and your love is strong enough. You remind me I am not my failure. I am not the things I've done before. I am the child of endless mercy, forever yours. And every time I start to wander back into the race I left behind, you gently bring me to remember your love is not defined. I rested in a love I didn't have to earn, a mercy deeper than I could understand. And in the arms of my Redeemer, I finally learned to stand. I rested in a love I didn't have to earn, no striving left inside my soul, just the peace of knowing I am chosen and completely made whole. One day all striving will be over, every race will finally cease, and I will stand before my Savior in perfect, endless peace. Until that day I will keep resting in the truth that that sets me free, that I am loved not for my doing, but for simply being me. I rested in a love I didn't have to earn, and that truth will carry me through all my days. For the love that found me in my weakness will never fade away. I rested in a love I didn't have to earn, and now my heart can finally breathe, because the grace that holds me every moment is all I'll ever need. I am loved, I am free. In your grace I finally see. The room was quiet, but my heart was breaking, heavy with burdens I could barely explain. I smiled through the day for everybody around me, yet carried a river of hidden pain. The night arrived with all my unanswered questions, the kind that linger when the lights grow dim. And as I sat alone within the silence, I felt a gentle peace draw near again. No judgment in his eyes, no disappointment in his voice, only mercy reaching toward me, inviting my weary heart to rejoice. Jesus sat beside me until the tears stopped falling, until the inside my soul grew still. He never hurried my healing journey, he simply stayed and loved me through it all. Jesus sat beside me until the tears stopped falling, holding broken dream and scar, and in the warmth of his compassion I remembered how loved I truly are. I told him things I'd never told another, fears I hid beneath a brave disguise, the disappointments, losses, and the heartache, the silent battles living in my mind. And though he already knew every detail, he listened as if hearing it anew, because the Savior of all creation still cares about the smallest things I do. The God who formed the endless heavens was sitting in my darkest night, turning every sorrow into something touched by His redeeming light. Jesus sat beside me until the tears stopped falling, until the ache inside my soul grew still. He never hurried my healing journey. He simply stayed and loved me through it all. Jesus sat beside me until the tears stopped falling, holding every broken dream and scar. And in the warmth of His compassion, I remembered how loved I truly are. One day there'll be no tears left to surrender, no lonely nights to struggle through alone. For every wound will find its healing before the everlasting throne. Until that day I'll keep remembering the comfort of that sacred place where Jesus sat beside my weakness and covered it with grace. Jesus sat beside me until the tears stopped falling, and peace replaced the fear I used to know. The same faithful arms that held me then will never, ever let me go. Jesus sat beside me until the tears stopped falling, and now my heart can finally rest, because the Savior who stayed beside me has always known me best. He stayed beside me through every tear. He stayed beside me, and He is still here. I carried yesterday into the dawn, like a suitcase filled with silent storms, trying to smile while the weight held on, wearing courage that was tired and worn. The world kept moving without a pause, while questions echoed inside my mind. Then through the stillness, softer than breath, I felt your mercy begin to find me. Not in thunder, not in fire, not in answers I could explain, but in a quiet, holy whisper, calling me gently by my name. I found the place where my heart finally rested, safe in the shadow of your endless grace. No longer running, no longer pretending, held by the kindness shining from your face. When all my strength had almost left me, when every road seemed lost in the night, you became the peace I couldn't discover, the calm that carried me back to the light. There were seasons I mistook for endings, doors that closed and dreams that disappeared. Yet every broken piece I surrendered became a testimony you were here. You walked beside me through hidden valleys, through every fear I never spoke aloud. And while I thought I was slowly falling, you were teaching my soul to trust somehow. Not with power, not with glory, not with treasures of this world, but with love that kept pursuing every corner of my hurt. I found the place where my heart finally rested, safe in the shadow of your endless grace. No longer running, no longer pretending, held by the kindness shining from your face. When all my strength had almost left me, when every road seemed lost in the night, you became the peace I couldn't discover, the calm that carried me back to the light. If tomorrow brings another mountain, if another storm appears ahead, I'll remember how your hands have held me every time my hope was hanging by a thread. Because your faithfulness is not a moment, it's a river that never runs dry, flowing through the deserts of my weakness, teaching weary wings to fly. I found the place where my heart finally rested, not in the things this world could give away, but in the presence that never leaves me, the love that remains when house was still, the world was sleeping, but my mind refused to close its eyes. I stared into the dark with heavy questions, searching for hope beneath the night. The silence felt much louder than the daytime. Every worry echoed through my soul. I tried to carry all tomorrow's burdens until the weight became too much to hold. And like a breeze through an open window, gentle as the falling rain, a voice of mercy found my weakness and softly called my name. In the middle of the night, Jesus whispered my name, and suddenly the darkness didn't feel the same. Every fear that held me captive started slowly drifting away. In the middle of the night, Jesus whispered my name, reminding me His love had never changed. And wrapped inside His faithful promise, I found the strength to rest again. No flashing signs, no mighty thunder, just peace arriving deep within, the kind that only heaven can deliver, the kind no earthly voice can give. And though the answers didn't come immediately, something greater settled in my heart, because His presence was enough assurance that He'd be with me through every part. The God who paints the stars above me, the God who calms the raging sea, was sitting in the quiet beside me, watching over me faithfully. In the middle of the night, Jesus whispered my name, and suddenly the darkness didn't feel the same. Every fear that held me captive started slowly drifting away. In the middle of the night, Jesus whispered my name, reminding me His love had never changed. And wrapped inside His faithful promise, I found the strength to rest again. One day there'll be no sleepless evenings, no anxious thoughts to overcome, only endless peace within His presence, forever safe inside His love. Until that day, I'll keep remembering the countless times He made a way, and how His voice became my comfort when hope seemed far away. In the middle of the night, Jesus whispered my name, and every shadow lost its power to remain. For the Savior who walks beside me is the same forevermore. In the middle of the night, Jesus whispered my name, and my weary heart was never quite the same, because the God who holds creation still watches over me with love. Jesus whispered my name, and peace came near. Jesus whispered my name, and stayed right here. I tried to walk with strength I didn't have, pretending I was fine when I was not, smiling through the weight of hidden battles, forgetting how exhausted I had got. The world kept asking more than I could offer, and I kept giving pieces of my soul, until I reached the end of my pretending, and finally lost control. That's where you found me, in my weakness, not in my strength or perfect faith, but in the place where I was broken. You called my name with grace. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, when I had nothing left inside. You lifted every burden off my shoulders, and stayed right by my side. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and taught my heart to finally rest in the arms of the one who never fails me, in the love that is my best. I thought I had to be enough for everyone, to prove my worth by everything I do, but your love was never based on my performance. It simply stayed untrue. You showed me that my value is unchanging, not built on what my hands can achieve, but rooted in the mercy of a Savior who chose to believe in me. So every time I start to wander back into pressure, fear, and pride, you gently bring me to remember you are always by my side. You carried me carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and that truth will never change. For the Savior who sustains the weary heart will always stay the same. You carried me when I couldn't carry myself, and now my soul is finally free, because the one who bore my weakness still carries me. You carried me all along. You carried me. Now I am strong. The night had settled gently all around me, yet my heart was louder than the rain. I sat beneath the weight of silent struggles, trying to hide the ache and pain. There were thoughts I couldn't put in sentences. There were wounds too deep for me to explain. But somewhere in the middle of my weakness, your compassion called my name. You heard the tears before they became words. You knew the burden before I could speak. And in the quietness of your presence, your strength found the weakest part of me. The prayer I couldn't find the words to say, you understood it anyway. Every sigh, every tear, every broken piece was resting safely in your grace. The prayer I couldn't find the words to say rose to heaven through my pain. And the God who sees the deepest places wrapped my heart in peace again. I thought I had to bring you perfect language to somehow earn the comfort that I need. But your love was never waiting for perfection, only a willing heart to believe. You gathered every unspoken emotion, every fear I carried through the years, and answered with a kindness far greater than anything I hoped to hear. question will be answered, every shadow swallowed by your light, and every whispered prayer from every lonely evening will become a song of endless life. Until then, I'll trust your loving wisdom, even when I cannot understand. For the God who holds the whole creation is holding me within His hands. The prayer I couldn't find the words to say became a testimony of your grace. For you were listening long before I spoke, and mercy met me in that place. The prayer I couldn't find the words to say was never hidden from your eyes, because the Father's heart has always heard me through every tear and every sigh. You heard me before I spoke. You loved me before I knew. The night had settled gently all around me, yet my heart was louder than the rain. I sat beneath the weight of silent struggles. The night was deep, the silence overwhelming. My thoughts were louder than the falling rain. I tried to fight the weight of every feeling, but everything inside me felt like pain. I looked for light in places that were empty. I searched for peace that never seemed to stay, until I felt a presence in my weakness that gently pulled my fears away. Not in thunder, not in lightning, not in answers I could see, but in a quiet, steady whisper, you came and rescued me. You were never left alone in the dark, even when I thought I stood on my own. You were closer than the air I was breathing. You were there all along. my prayers were lost in empty ceilings, like they never made it past the room. But heaven was responding in the waiting, even when I was consumed. Every delay was never your absence, every silence was a deeper love. You were shaping something in the shadows I couldn't rise above. You were working in the unseen moments. You were building what I couldn't plan, and every step I thought was abandonment was your guiding hand. You were never left alone in the dark, even when I thought I stood on my own. You were closer than the air I was breathing. You were there all along. You were never left alone in the dark. Every tear was never unseen, and in the silence, you were holding me. One day I will see the full picture, every shadow turn to light, and all the times I felt forgotten will reveal your perfect design. Until then I will trust your presence, even when I cannot understand. For the God who walks with me in darkness still holds me in his hand. You were never left alone in the dark. You were always guiding me home. And the love that found me in my weakness will never let me go. You were never left alone in the dark, and my soul can finally see that even in the deepest valley, you were there with me. In the dark, you were there all along. You were there. There are nights I cannot form the right words, just broken thoughts I barely understand. My faith feels small, like flickering embers, slipping softly through my hands. I wonder if you hear my silent whispers, if heaven notices my fragile sound. But even in my most uncertain moments, your presence still surrounds. You don't measure prayers by perfection. You don't weigh them by their strength. You listen with a father's compassion that goes to any length. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven. Even my trembling voice is heard. For the God who made the stars above me knows every broken word. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven, and nothing is ever out of sight. For your mercy meets me in my weakness and turns my darkness into light. I used to think I had to be stronger to earn the right to come before your throne. But grace revealed a deeper invitation, that I could never come alone. You take the fragments of my weary heartbeats. You take the tears I cannot even speak, and turn them into songs of restoration, where I am safe and weak. So I will not fear my lack of words, Lord. I will not hide what I feel inside, for you are closer in my brokenness than any strength I've tried. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven. Even my trembling voice is heard. For the God who made the stars above me knows every broken word. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven, and nothing is ever out of sight. For your mercy meets me in my weakness and turns my darkness into light. One day all my silent prayers will blossom into worship face to face, and every tear I never had the words for will testify of grace. Until that day, I'll rest in your assurance that nothing I bring is too small. For the one who hears the cry of every heart is the one who hears it all. Even my weakest prayer still reaches heaven, and that truth will never change. For the Savior who delights in broken hearts will never prayer I offer still finds its way back home. Even my weakest prayer, you hear it still. Even my weakest prayer, you always will. The morning came in whispers, through curtains touched with gold. I carried all my questions and stories never told. The world was waking slowly, but my heart had raced all night. And in the gentle silence, you met me with your light. I did not hear a thunder, I did not see a sign, just peace that felt like sunlight resting over mine. When heaven sits beside me, the fear begins to fade. The mountains lose their shadows, the night gives up its weight. You do not rush my healing, you stay through every tear. And somehow in the quiet, I know that you are here. Thought that I was broken, too far to be restored. But mercy kept on finding the corners I ignored. You gathered every fragment, every dream I left behind, and planted little gardens inside this heart of mine. No valley lasts forever, no storm can always stay, because your faithful presence keeps leading me each day. When heaven sits beside me, the fear begins to fade. The mountains lose their shadows, the night gives up its weight. You do not rush my healing, you stay through every tear. And somehow in the quiet, I know that you are here. So if tomorrow finds me walking through unknown roads, I'll remember how you carried every heavy load. The hands that hold the sparrow still hold my trembling soul, and every step before me is already in your control. When heaven sits beside me, I finally understand the greatest gift of comfort was never in a plan. It was your loving presence, so faithful, strong and near, And somehow in the quiet I know that you are here. In the quiet, you are here. In the silence, you are near. The sun was sinking low beyond the hillside. Another chapter fading into gray. I carried every burden of the daylight and every disappointment from the day. There were moments when I smiled for everybody, while hiding storms that no one else could see. Yet through the noise of all my weary striving, a quiet invitation came to me. Not from the world that always keeps demanding, not from the voices pulling me apart, but from the Savior standing in the silence with open arms and a patient heart. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, when my strength was gone and my hope felt far away. He welcomed every burden I was carrying and gently took the weight I couldn't bear. Jesus was waiting at the end of my longest day, with mercy that had never once changed. And in His presence all my fears grew smaller, as His perfect peace filled every place. The stars appeared like promises above me, quiet reminders that you're still in control. The same God who watches every sparrow is faithfully watching over my soul. I didn't need a miracle that evening, or answers to the questions on my mind, because the comfort of your holy presence was greater than the things I hoped to find. You knew the battles no one else could measure. You saw the tears I never let them see, and through the darkness of another evening, your kindness